From the VO3 AI Filmmaker Studio and Gemini updates to Android XR glasses and simple tools to clean up your Gmail inbox, Google is rolling out some of its most ambitious tech yet. Here to break it all down is Google technology expert Robert Ferrara. Robert, really appreciate you being here. So let's start with the key features, the really big takeaways. There was a lot of big announcements in the tech space from Google over the course of the last week. High-level stuff. What are the overall goals here, especially in terms of helping to transform things like video production, Robert?
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. I mean, it's truly the most exciting time to be at Google. I/O is always our tentpole event of the year, and this year we really want to showcase how we're making AI helpful for everyone just by building the most advanced AI. And some of the really awesome takeaways this year are the introduction of VO3, so our new video generation model that actually includes audio for the first time. And it's really cool. Following now that it's actually out in the world, and it's been a few weeks since I/O and the actual launch, the way we're seeing users play around with it has been truly, truly remarkable. I mean, it's just been such an awesome way to see the creativity kind of unleashed. Other things too that you had mentioned, for example, Android XR and introducing glasses is going to be a really exciting one as well. So we announced a few partnerships as well with Samsung, Gentle Monster, Warby Parker to really develop these smart glasses for Android XR. So it's our operating system for virtual and augmented reality. And it really kind of builds on these previous announcements that we've had to really bring that into the hands of our users.
Robert, let's drill down on VO a little bit more. What does it actually look like from the user perspective? I'm sure it fits into the bigger picture kind of Google kind of landscape of how Google users are used to the software looking, but what does it actually look like if I, as a user, want to start using it?
Yeah, so many folks are familiar. So the Gemini app is kind of our AI assistant available from Google. So really with the Gemini app, you get the best access to all of Google's latest and greatest AI. There's actually different tiers involved as well, depending on what Google AI plan that you have. So whether it's Ultra that we introduced, which is our highest level of access, we have Pro for more everyday use, and then of course a basic unpaid version as well. So with VO3, you're going to get that in the AI Ultra plan, which grants the highest access to it. And then we also have some limited access as well in the Pro model as well. So it's really simple. If you were to just open up the Gemini app, all you have to do is kind of toggle on that video generation. You'll see VO3 in there. And honestly, just start prompting away. You know, really with AI and generative AI, it's the magic of how descriptive you are in your prompts, how much detail that you kind of allow it to run with. It's really whatever your creative mind can imagine, and you just kind of refine it from there. But it's very easy to get started. I think it could be very overwhelming for some when they want to delve into it, but I highly suggest everyone to start playing around with it in the Gemini app.
And it's obviously been a huge viral sensation and a success all over social media, Robert. Every time I open up the feed, I'm seeing something creative that someone is using VO for, really in just the last couple of weeks. Let's talk about this partnership with Warby Parker, because it will be reminiscent to some, of course, of Meta's or Meta's Ray-Ban smart glass comparison here. But I know you're looking to do some different things with it, specifically in developing Android XR glasses. What should we know about that partnership with Warby Parker, and what most excites you about where the company is able to now be positioned because of this announcement?
100%. I think right now it's just an incredible time to get a glimpse of how Android XR, which has really just been such an exciting update across the company. Everyone is really excited about when they can start using it themselves. But you know, this prototype really gives folks an idea of how Android XR and Gemini can revolutionize how we interact with information in real and virtual worlds. You know, when we talk about how can this be really helpful in my everyday life, think of kind of hands-free operations, whether it's, you know, you have a recipe that you're getting information on and you want to like actually have your hands free to like make that recipe and get all of your ingredients prepared. You're repairing something, all of that kind of help that you need when you're on the go and you kind of need a little bit more flexibility. So I personally can't wait to see how these technologies will be helpful in our everyday lives. Just from the initial prototypes and getting to play around with it myself, users are in for a real treat. It's going to be a really incredible update once we bring this to market.
How about the new AI mode in search? Anyone who's really used even basic Google search over the last year has undoubtedly noticed the prevalence of AI in search, and I imagine that's now being rolled out in much more of an intentional way from the company.
Exactly. So AI mode in search was one of our biggest announcements coming out of I/O. So really what it is, it's our most powerful AI search, and it's now launching on Google for everyone in the US. So in AI mode, you can actually ask search anything, and you can kind of go deeper than a traditional query by asking follow-up questions. It's a really more personalized and conversational way of exploring links on the web. I think everyone, when they think of Google search, they think of your top links, and you kind of go from there. You click around, but AI mode really takes everything that folks know and love about Google search and make it really personalized and just a lot more intuitive as well. So it's really, really great. I think that if you, for example, if you're planning a trip to Nashville with friends, you're looking for tips on what to eat and do, AI mode can actually run a series of searches for you, curate the information for you with maps, locations, links to explore, reservations. Like, it really takes the traditional search experience and brings it to a whole nother level. So.
How about real-time language translation? I mean, that's the type of tech that seems so future off once upon a time, and you turned around and suddenly Google's doing it.
Absolutely. That was one of my favorite announcements coming from the Workspace team. So really what that involves is it's speech translation in Google Meet. So this new technology, it actually does AI speech translation that instantly translates your words into the listener's preferred language. So it all preserves your voice, it preserves your tone, your energy, your emotion. It's incredibly realistic. So say you want to connect with a family member in Mexico who speaks Spanish while you speak English. If you started the video call, you would just simply select your preferred language. You would enable speech translation, and honestly, you would just kind of take it from there. It really, I can't imagine what this is going to be like, whether it's colleagues across the world that you work with every day. It really makes that real-time communication, totally futuristic.
Robert, I try my best to be an inbox zero type of guy, stay on top of every big email that comes in, but I'm only human. It seems impossible to try and tame what just grows and grows in my Gmail inbox, but I know there's a new announcement from the company there. Talk to me about what that initiative seeks to do, and I wonder what a lot of those pain points were. You probably heard from a long-time email users like myself.
Completely. I mean, you're not alone in that. I think we all struggle with the inbox management. I think everyone has their own system as well, kind of taming that inbox and organizing it as they come in. But yeah, lots of great updates from Google Workspace and just making sure that there's a lot of new organization tools that make it really simple just to stay on top of your inbox, to bring everything together to whenever you need it. It's really, really great to kind of transform our workflows and make sure that everything's a little bit more streamlined, so you're getting everything that you need whenever you need it.
I'm about out of time. Do you have a favorite announcement from the event?
It's really tough. I mean, personally, I'm a little biased because I work really closely on the Gemini app team, but Gemini Live is our voice-forward experience with Gemini. So if you start a live session in the Gemini app, you can just have a free-flowing conversation. Earlier this year, we introduced the ability to share your camera and your screen with Gemini Live. So for example, you are out in San Francisco and you want to learn more about the Golden Gate Bridge, you can simply just open up your camera with Gemini Live and start asking questions about wherever you are, or it's kind of like having a tour guide in your pocket. I've shared my screen and I've seen really cool items that I've wanted to purchase for myself and said, where can I find this? How can I style it myself? How would you suggest bring this into my workplace wardrobe? It really kind of has transformed a lot of the ways we use AI on the go, and especially on your mobile phone. The biggest announcement is that we now made that available to all users of the Gemini app, so across iOS and Android, free of charge. So really suggest folks start playing around with that because it'll blow your mind. And we're also introducing the ability for Gemini Live to interact with other Google apps and services as well. So we're bringing the power of Google Maps into Gemini Live, your calendar, Keep, reminders, all that. So you can say, what do I have on my calendar today? Give me a readout of what I have to prepare for. Set a reminder as well, so I remember to take that on my to-do list later on. So It's really making Gemini even more of a personalized AI assistant that you can rely on every day.
All the tech makes it sound like an episode of the Jetsons come to life, but in like the best ways possible, because the future is certainly here. Robert Ferrara, grateful for your time.
Here.
Congratulations to you and the team on all the recent announcements. I know longtime Google fans are excited about all of them. Thanks for being here.
Of course, thanks for having me.